Thank you for joining us today for homecoming. We're happy that we were able to come together virtually to celebrate Montclair State. My name is Michael Parada. I'm the Leadership Giving Officer at Montclair, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to today's program. I'm also an alumnus of the school. Fall athletics looks very different this year due to the pandemic, but with the help of Montclair State training staff and coaches, our student athletes were able to get out for practice. Before we get started, I want to share with you as an alumni, you are part of a successful network of fellow Redhawks that is now 130,000 strong. You, our alumni, and friends play a very important role in the future success of this network. You can get involved in a number of meaningful ways, from helping to recruit new students, to connecting with current students as mentors, to attending events like today's program. There is also ways to support the athletic program philanthropically. Be sure to stay connected through Montclair Connect, the newly updated online community. So let's get started. Today I'm joined by Jack Bartek, a student majoring in television and digital media with a concentration in sports media. Thank you, Jack, for attending, and I'm not sure if you want to say a few words.
Of course, just thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here, and like you mentioned, obviously, things are so weird right now and everything seems out of shape, but I'm happy that we can get on here, celebrate our Red Hawk spirit a little bit. And, even though we can't be there in person, I feel like homecoming is such an important event, and I'm glad to be here, helping host it a little bit and show a little bit about our sports teams.
That's great. Thanks again. So a couple of questions. What is the Red Hawk Sports Network and when was it created?
So essentially last January, we had a couple professors come together and they birthed the great idea to start up a network. We didn't have one at that time. And within a week, we got on air after the end of winter break last year. And we started last year by picking up just broadcasting games. So from January until unfortunately March, when we had to stop, we were calling every single basketball game, and we started to get into calling lacrosse games, play-by-play and color commentary on the live streams. And unfortunately, last season gets cut short. And over the summer, looking for, ways to stay involved, we helped out, creating some media for the athletics department. And we took it a step forward in this fall semester, going into a plan that we had for down the road, but having so much extra time with no games to call, we decided to start up our weekly show. And so for the past, I believe, 7 weeks now, we've been putting out a weekly show every Monday. And it basically is just full of stories about our athletics department. It's a lot of fun to make, and it's a lot of fun to be able to spotlight these athletes and coaches. And I know from working with them, they're all so great. And, they love that we're putting out content for them. And we love working with them and putting out the content. So it's a lot of fun working hand in hand with the athletics department. And I feel like it's had some great results so far.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And thank you for that. And it seems like it's a great way for current students and alumni to connect with each other and talk about their times and, move forward with the athletic program. Hopefully next year we'll be able to get back on track.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I think, Jack, you have a couple cool videos to show everyone.
I do. So obviously sports, like everything else, have been out of whack, but they have been able to get back to practice and be able to work together as teams, thanks to the work of our athletic training staff and the hard work of all these coaches and athletes to stay healthy in these crazy times. So we decided to go out and catch up with the teams for a little fall sports update. And I have the video here, so I will share my screen and check out this video. Hold on, I gotta share the sound.
As many of you know, the coronavirus pandemic has canceled fall sports for the 2020 season. Even though there won't be any games played in the fall, many of the teams at Montclair State have been practicing in preparation for the spring season. MSU's field hockey team just wrapped up fall practices, and here's Coach Eileen O'Reilly on what it's like getting back on the field.
It was awesome to be back out here with the team for 6 weeks. Went by like this. We spoke after practice a couple weeks ago, which feels like just yesterday. But we had a great fall, a lot of fun, good progress, and we're excited to see what's next for the spring, and we're hopeful to be back together.
The men's and women's soccer teams are also back at practice. Some of the players talk about the challenges their teams face during the season.
Well, there's a few challenges. The big one is everyone having to adjust to run in the winter, because we're not really used to getting fit in the winter. It's going to be a little tougher, but I feel like we could all do it. We're all pretty fit now. We're just going to have to stay fit until the next spring. So
we're using this time to get used to each other and playing with each other. We have a lot of incoming freshmen, but I think by the time the spring comes around, we'll all be ready to go and excited to play.
MSU's swimming practice is underway at Pandra Athletic Center. Here's Coach Brian McLaughlin on what's coming up for the men's and women's swimming team.
We just began our second week of practices. It's going well. The team is certainly happy to be back, as are the coaches. As most of you know, we have no competition in person this fall semester, but we did set up a virtual meet for Saturday, November 7th at 1 o'clock with the U.S. Coast Guard Academy, the Merchant Marine Academy, and Springfield College. So we're looking forward to that. It's one of the few fortunate schools that's in the water training at this point, and we are very, very thankful for that. Go Redhawks!
Lastly, volleyball coach Eddie Stawinski gives an update on how practice has been for the team.
Volleyball practice is just wrapped up for the fall, and our team did an exceptional job given the current circumstances we're facing. We want to thank our administrators and our sports medicine department for allowing us to be back on the court this fall and training together as a team. We hope to see you in the near future and continue to do well and stay healthy. Go Redhawks.
Thank you for that. That was awesome.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, great quality too. So I have a couple of questions about the program. How many students currently work for the Red Hawk Sports Network, and what are their majors?
So at the moment for this semester, we have 4 broadcasting interns and a production intern. And if I'm not mistaken, they are all within the communications major. And we're expanding. So now next semester, we're going to be adding 2 more broadcasting interns and 1 more production intern. And it's been a lot of fun working with these people every day and staying in constant communication. It's difficult. And starting out this show, it was tough getting it off the ground, but now that we've, been able to work the kinks out through the first few weeks, we're starting to hit a groove, and it's been great working with them. And I think the content has reflected that. It seems to be getting better and better each week, and we're just trying to put out the best product that we can.
Awesome. Well, it looks great so far. And now, what are the future plans for the network, you think?
So as of right now, unfortunately, no games to be called, but we are working on this weekly show for the rest of this semester. And then obviously in the spring, the plan is for all fall sports to play, along with winter sports ending and of course spring sports. So that's going to be crazy. We're hoping we can get out and call all of those games and, spice up the live streams. And in the future, we just want to build on those 2 main pedestals of the network. Those are going to be our bread and butter, broadcasting the games and doing our weekly show and producing stories on these great athletics teams that we have. And we just want to keep building on that, hopefully figure out our own studio in the communications building, and that'll be able to increase our quality. But for now, just keep working every week, get our communication down, and keep making the show better and better every week.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, you're doing a great job, everyone. And then now I heard that you have another cool video about the football team.
Yes, I'm gonna pull that one up. Okay, let me share my screen really quick.
The fall is
Yep.
The beginning of fall is an indicator that college football season is on its way and ready for action. However, the pandemic has sidelined Montclair State's 2020 season into the winter and spring, while the fall is being used for practices. Although it may be a long time before the opening kickoff, both head coach Rick Giancola and quarterback Jaquil Birch are eager to get back onto the field.
Well, it's nice to be back, but it's not the same in terms of what we would be accustomed to each year.
Being around the coaches, hearing Coach G yell, the whistles blowing, cars driving by, rooting up Red Hawks on. Just practice, just being around my guys again. That'll be the best part again.
Practice is happening in the current environment. Giancola is hoping for the best for his players and the guidelines they follow.
We're hoping that we can keep everybody healthy. And the protocols that we are going through, for the most part, the kids and the staff have all abided by.
The NJAC Conference's football season was postponed until next year, and initial reactions from the players and staff were understandably sad, but accepting of the outcome.
I was disappointed. I was angry, but I understood it. But I understood for the safety and health of everyone concerned and all the other people around us, it had to be that way.
What's next for us, for the old guys? Are you just going to kick us out, let us graduate and have nothing? But then I saw all the people dying because of the virus. So I sat back and I said, all right, this is bigger than football.
Redhawks plan on playing 4 games next year, with dates yet to be announced. But even though the season will be played in the winter and spring, Birch says their mentality hasn't changed.
Red Hawk way is the same. We're ready to put in work and play wherever, winter, spring, fall, summer. We're just ready to play. We're chomping at the bit to get back, and I'm excited we got something. Most schools got nothing, so I'm excited we got a season in the spring. That'll be fun.
Coach Giancola has a message for his senior players as they embark on their last year.
Be the best you can be. You know what's in front of you. You know you have these 4 games, and if you get a chance to play for the championship, here's a 5th game, and that's it, you're done. So whether it's 3 games, 5 games, or 10 games, be the best you can be at what you're doing.
That was great. Thanks again, Jack, for that.
Yeah, of course. And, I just wanted to add to that one. You saw senior Jaquil Birch in that video. And, between talking to him and Coach G and speaking to a bunch of especially senior athletes across all sports, it's been such a tough time. But I just want to give credit to them on how they're handling it. Their spirits are high. And, speaking to a lot of them, as much as it was disappointing to miss out on their season and they had to totally readjust how they train throughout the fall and the winter, they're all in high spirits for the spring seasons, and it's going to be a lot of fun when they finally get back out there.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again, Jack. And also thank all of you for joining us today. And remember that your connection to MSU doesn't end the day you graduate. I came back. It lasts a lifetime. Stay connected to your alma mater and help us to continue to build a tradition of success for the next generation of Montclair State graduates through a strong and active alumni network. Thanks again. Go Red Hawks, and have a great day.